So it would seem as though people have created bot versions of my deck in order to farm wins for games, changing it to Nightingale FTK instead. I'm very disappointed in all of you. Maidenless behavior. Spend a millennia in the Shadow Realm and think about what you've done. But I do feel responsible for this deck. Thus, I'll show you how to beat it. Obviously, I cannot cover every situation, and your deck may have additional strategies, but I will cover the common hand traps so that you can get an idea of the deck's choke points. Then you can go from there. Firstly, obviously it helps to go first, but you knew that. The first card we can talk about is Maxi. As Bakura showed us, this card lets you draw one for every monster your opponent special summons this turn. This card won't save you by itself, but it may let you draw something that will. Note, do not use Ash Blossom on the Ignite's Pendulum effect. It only negates the activation. It does not destroy or permanently negate the card. They can just activate the effect a second time. You can, however, use Draw and Lock Bird in response to the Search. Depending on their hand, this could shut them down right here. Once Sublimation Knight comes out, they will attempt to Search Squeak Knight. This is choke point number 1, as the Nightingale bot deck lacks any way to recover. Ash Blossom Effect Feeler, Infinite Impermanence, and especially Psyframe Gear Gamma will stop them dead in their tracks right here. Some bots actually do go for Last Warrior Lock, so they might be running Infernable Knight Astolfo. If they have him, then they might be able to recover, unless you use Psyframe Gear Gamma. Otherwise, don't negate yet. The main choke point is when they summon Isolde to Tales of Noble Knights. Isolde lets them search another pendulum scale and send Charging Cell to the graveyard in order to play Renaud, which lets them retrieve it right away. If you played Lockbird earlier, this will prevent the search, but if they already have another pendulum in hand, that won't stop them. If you have it though, you should still use it, as this is your last opportunity. The main thing you want to stop is the second ability. If you have Ash, this is your main target. Veeler, Impermanence, or Frame Gear Gamma also work. The deck will then pendulum summon from extra deck, but I fucked up here and put Renaud on one of Isolde's souls. Expect 4 monsters at this point. This is also your first point to Nibiru. The deck really can't recover from this, though waiting for Hulkufabrex or STEIN to hit the field may be better. If they don't have another Renaud in hand, they'll pop the Ignite again to search 1. If you used Lockbird earlier, this also stops this. Again, don't Ash Blossom this. This Renaud will hit as a tuner, allowing them to go into Hulkufabrex to search Righty Driver. You can Nibiru once Righty hits the field to prevent Road Warrior from being summoned as well. More or less, Nibiru at any point at this stage and they're fucked. Road Warrior will search STEIN, so you can stop this using Blossom, Veeler, Impermanence, or Gamma. STEIN also obviously needs to be able to use its effects to work, so Veeler, Impermanence, or Gamma also work on it as well. This is the final breakpoint for Last Warrior locks. If they reach this stage, you've lost. As for Nightingale OTK, you can obviously affect Veeler or Frame Gear Gamma on either of the Starving Venoms. Of course, now you have 2 6,800 attack beat sticks to deal with, and you've almost definitively taken 7,300 burn damage. Not exactly a situation you want to be in. Thus, I still recommend you try and stop this before this point. Both decks can also obviously be stopped on their final summon with Nibiru. This bot deck isn't as consistent as DD Dynamite OTK, but it doesn't have an easy way to stop it like running a 13-card extra deck. The best thing you can do is know your decks, and know what you have at your disposal to stop it. I hope this tutorial on how to stop bot decks was useful to you. Always remember to believe in the heart of the cards, and that people who play Rongo Bongo don't deserve rights. Thank you for watching.